Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the the December 2025 predictions. And I want to invite you right now to bring a hand to your heart because there is so much happening, including the fact that we are learning beyond that which is seeking to stop us. We are aware, we are growing. And tonight, there is so much to share about this now moment because it is as if this pendulum is shifting as the master within you awakens. I am Kira, as you are, and welcome. So this evening, I wanted to begin. I'm going to lift my computer and take you on a little journey with me, and that journey is to the top of the pyramid, because this evening it felt more important than ever to remind ourselves of the power of peace, to remind ourselves of the power of saying yes to who we are beyond all fear, doubt, and hesitancy. And I'm going to go ahead and invite you to bring your hands on your heart. And as you're breathing, I want you to see, there it is. Really, really notice and breathe. And let's see, there we are. This is perfect geometry. This is the resonance of the heartbeat of peace through the Ave Sa breath. How you doing? You ready for another one? All right. The resonance of peace through the Ave Sa breath. And I'm going to let you see it in a couple different angles. I'm trying to stay out of the camera. And I invite you right now to keep those hands on your heart, because as we dive into everything that is happening in December and everything that I'm going to be sharing and showing with you this evening, it's important to remember that everyone is navigating this, I want to call it a twinning passage. November and December are not two singular units. They are one unit that comes and pulls together everything so beautifully. And as everything and everyone has been navigating this twinning passage of November and December, remember that across that veil, and I mean there is a veil that we can lift, and we can lift at any time through the presence of our breath. And I'm going to be teaching you a practice this evening that's really going to help with what's happening right now. Let's remember this. 3 super full moons rise in sequence. Just breathe that one in. 1, 2, 3. Think of that as a pyramid building, maybe the top half of the Merkaba, right? 3 super full moons. And what's surrounding them? 3 meteor showers. 3 full moons, the feminine, 3 meteor showers, the masculine. One essence creating a new geometry in a new way of creating itself. Breathe that in. We are at the moment, and I mean right now, where with the November-December twinning energy, with all that we are navigating through, with everything that we are paying attention to, that if we lay down all of the life scripts, and I mean all of them, just lay them down. And if you don't know what I'm talking about and you have not navigated your life scripts, you need to be taking Navigating the Inner Matrix right now. Get to iamkira.net, get that program, get started. It's really important, and it all comes up in lesson 2 really fast. Because there are 4 basic life scripts, and whether you are consciously aware of it or not, they are constantly running. And there are those that stand out there as our favorites, and that's part of this pendulum that's shifting right now. We are at a moment where, and I'm going to show you the ascended numerology, where we have the opportunity for that rare lift. That unique moment. This is that corridor where spirit and form work together. Consider that. Spirit and form, and I want to insert another word, consciously working together. Bringing each other together in a way that feels supportive and beautiful and uplifting. Breathing up. Exhaling and inviting, really inviting. I want you to consider that there are ancient promises that you're hearing, that you're probably feeling unfolding in your life right now, right? That ancient steps, ancient words, a call back to the ancient, a call back to remembrance. All of that is reminding us of the same thing over and over and over again. You ready? Hands to heart. right? You do not ever need to die to ascend. Now, I want you to really breathe that in. You do not ever need to die to ascend. Well, why is that? What does that really mean? It means place your hands on your heart right here. Just come right to your heart, because remember, what is the heart? The heart is the root center of the 12-pointed ascended chakra system. So when we anchor at our heart and we feel so good and amazing and yummy that we're finally anchored at our heart, what we're really saying is, I'm going to step back a little bit so you can remember this, that what we're really saying in that moment is, here is my heart. Now let's open up the divine galactic blueprint. And that's the energy of this moment. That's what's happening right now, is our divine galactic blueprint is inviting us all to remember, open, and sustain the fifth dimensional frequency of what Archangel Zadkiel calls the exploded crown chakra. Well, how do you do that? You do that by stabilizing your first chakra with peace. Absolute peace is the foundation. And how do you establish that peace? It's a trust. It's that hand to heart. In this moment, I trust myself. It's that exhale. And so as we build upon our first chakra, we then move to our second chakra. And rather than being about sex, it becomes about creation. It becomes about love. It becomes about a depth of connection that is stabilized in the essence of co-creation in all forms, which is why this experience only deepens and gets more profound. We're just hitting our stride at 60. That is the gift of the remembrance, of the knowing, of being able to really call that in, to be present with yourself, with others, and how you're interfacing, right? And so as you're placing your hand upon your heart, I know you're feeling the new era unfolding. I know that. I know that. And I want you to really feel the inward whisper. Maybe exhale. Let's do an Ave Sa breath. Okay, let's go in Ave. Exhaling with a smile. Always exhale with a smile. And in this moment, hands on my heart, a deep within that transcends any limitation. What in me invited this to be? Don't be afraid, look, and see it from all the dimensional overlays. Allow the November-December twinning energy to lift your field so that you can come together with this. You can lift above it. You can reclaim the grace, the divine limitless nature that you are, and all that goes with it. So I want to show you a couple visuals. I'm going to begin right now with a share on the November calendar. Let's just look at this one more time. So what you're gazing at here is the month that we're currently in. And remember, if you relax your eyes, if this is your first time to my broadcast, then these are visions that I receive and then bring them forward for the month. And then we apply all of the dates that are clear in this potential field that are necessary to know, which does not always correspond with or is aligned with traditional astrology. So I just want to put that out there as a reminder. So what was November about? November was about the essentious conscious experience of energy of experience. To really remember what it's like to experience. Experience is very touchy-feely. Experience is very physical and emotional and borders on the mental. And it says, yes, yes, yes. And it remembers, because what was November about? And I love that tomorrow is December 1. If you're catching this live, hold on to this right now. If you're not catching it live, let's just bring in the energy of November 30th so that in this moment you can repeat what we're getting ready to do right now, and it will go back into that timeline and carry forward. And that is in this moment on November 30th, Sunday, in this field of potentiality 2025. We are at the moment where the Mercury retrograde has culminated, which means the remembrance is flooding in. Notice what you're noticing. We are now moving through, and if you gaze at this, if you gaze into the visual, you notice this way in there, you see the sea of neutrality. So everything that we opened in 2019 is now coming to its balance, its harmony in this November, December. What was open then is coming together in the now. And it's very much the blossoming from that fifth dimensional stable process of the heart through the exploded crown, that divine violet field. We are lifting up as if a lotus in divine remembrance. And that's another reason why I wanted to bring to you this evening the energy of the world's tallest golden ratio bamboo pyramid, so that you could feel below my feet here the tubes of water that are running through here, through the crystal fields, the water that when you come and drink heals amazing things. To breathe pure air. Because look at November, what was it here to teach us? Number one, it was in the 7 position. We're going to talk about that in a second. And just along with that, it was to fully anchor into trust. Because what is trust? Trust and love are the same frequency. So when we fully anchor into trust, that means we're fully anchoring into love. And when we do that, the truth, really feel that, really breathe that. The truth reveals itself. You don't have to do anything. It will happen. Nothing can stop it. You might not like the way it manifests. You might not be happy with the way it shows up. You might be thrilled with the way it manifests, and it might be totally different than anything you ever would have thought of. But the perfection is that it's everything you have ever wanted, and thereby was beyond thought, because it's a knowing. It's a remembrance. That's where we are right now. We are in the knowing and the remembrance. And simultaneously, those two are playing out and saying, hi, I'm here. How are you? How are you? Now, let's go from that. You saw that sea of neutrality and that expansion of humanity, that experience of consciousness, that in that moment of arriving at trust, first chakra goes into peace, second chakra becomes that of co-creation, third chakra becomes what? The divine essence, the freedom, the harmony, the happiness of being, that stable essence that becomes a self-fulfilling propeller for the body of form, thereby freeing the heart to hold as the foundation of the sea of neutrality, right? I am here. Breathe that one in. Let's try that again. If you haven't done this before, I'm going to turn sideways. So we begin this way. Make sure I'm in camera. I am. Okay. I am here. Pull out, holding the heart, igniting it through the sea of neutrality. Feel the energy. That's why it is. It's energetic. You can even move your head as I'm doing. Feel the energy. You might want to move it both ways. How is that water flowing? Using your breath. And then smile, relaxing that energy around you, becoming the sea of neutrality itself. Embracing that which began in 2019 and is emerging through the new alchemy right now as 2025 culminates, coming into 2026, which is the alchemy of the new era. The alchemy of the new era begins New Year's Eve 2026. In that moment, in that transitionary moment, all of those eternal spirals are opening. Remember, right now, you are moving 5 of them. So let me show you the December calendar, because I think this is really important. And I know a lot of you are going, Kara, what does this have to do with December? Well, everything. So here we are. And then I'm going to show you the ascended numerology. First and foremost, look where we are. We're over there right next to that number 1. You see there's a blank Sunday column. Well, that's November 30th. That's where we are right now today. And you can see that we're in the heart center. And the way that I was in the vision, the way that the calendar was spinning around the human form, the head was not affected, neither were the feet. It was from the neck to the ankles, and you'll see that's why I laid the calendar on this very carefully. But in the middle, if you look at the 3 specifically, you can see it, and then look right above it. This started last week, it was the evening of Thanksgiving. And a lot of people started feeling imbalanced. They started feeling lonely. They started feeling upset. They started feeling wonderful. They started feeling connected. It was an intense moment that opened up one aspect of the heart, spinning around, coming into the entry of December, where the heart is going to be expanding outward, because this Thursday, December 4th, we are hitting into that super full moon completion. This is that ding, ding. I'm going to stop the share for a moment, right? This is that ding, ding, ding. It's just so beautiful and so illuminating. And that comes forward on that evening with so much love and so much joy and so much presence. And I want you to breathe that in because it almost takes my breath away talking about it. And then I want you to look at, where are we? Here we are. If you look at December 4, it's that super full moon completion. So what does that mean? It means that we're going to have this extraordinarily beautiful full moon that will then influence the next 3 days. And on Monday the 8th, we start feeling this culminating energy of the masculine. Remember, we had that top of the Merkaba made by these 3 full supermoons, which will have been complete. And then we have the masculine with these matching 3 meteor showers. Well, meteor shower 2 will have begun, but it will be peaking on Friday and Saturday, the 12th and 13th. It'll be peaking. And on the 17th, the Mercury retrograde post phase will complete, which means the full memories are embraced. It's as if it's a time of celebration, drumming. That 17, that power of the 17, that December 17 is almost, no, I'm not gonna say almost, I'm gonna say is more valuable than the December, than the 12-12 moment. And the 12-12 moment is important. And let me put this back up again so that you can see it. Because notice what's happening. We're going through our creation centers. We're going through how we're digesting life. What are we wanting? What do we see? How are we creating? The whole time moving into a glorious new moon, and you see there on the 20th, the helping hand. The Ursid peak meteor showers come in and move us forward. And through that, it brings us into the end of the month when we will, as a species, as that which we are, move into the entry of the full conscious experience of 2026. I want you to really breathe that in because I'm going to show you the ascended numerology in a moment. Because what's happening right now is that we are in an in-breath of awareness in 2025. It's like receive, 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 become aware, become aware, become aware, fill up, fill up, fill up, navigate, navigate, navigate. This has demanded navigation and awareness, and that's the gift of the navigation. It's calling you out. It's saying, hey, are you just talking about the work or are you really doing the work? Are you navigating it or not? And I have been living this in my own life, and I will be bringing all of that out very soon. But I can share with you that this has been a really intense time, and I know you know that, and leave me a comment about it. Talk about it in the chat. Leave me a comment in this rebroadcast, because it is an intense time. We are building. So I want to show you the ascended numerology, because this is where the December ascended numerology becomes extraordinarily fascinating. So I want to show this to you. And let me go ahead, make it just a little smaller so I can read it all. There we are, because there's that much to see. So if you look at the December chart, what do you see? Second chakra. This is balance. This is sex. This is love. This is creation. This is all that it could be. And what's so beautiful is that that 6, which is, as you can see, very prominent in this chart, is also facing what? The vision. The creation and the vision are coming together. December itself is all about that. It's the 7 plus the infinite. It is saying, I am in harmony with myself. I can hold myself. And if you look at the count, look to your left and look at the wheel. This is that pendulum that I'm talking about. You see that? The 5 to the 7. Now, why is this such an important spin? Why is this so important to know? Because, take a breath. I'm taking one too. There we are. Because the 5 is saying, I'm entering the mental. I'm leaving my emotional, but I'm still carrying a little emotional with me, and it's hitting up against that mental. Now, that can be a very interesting moment if you forget your infinite nature, and that's the good news that you see here. These connections look like mountain peaks because they're happening outside of the linear. These connections are not happening through the wheel of density. There's only a few that are, the 6, 7, 8, 9, which brings us back to the infinite again. This is the month where you cannot escape who you are. And it's time to be that. It's time to know that. And when you look at that super full moon completion, that's the first big hello. That 6 plus the infinite, that's just saying, wow, I am loving, I am in love, I am clear, I am ready, I am here, I am open, guide me, right? I am here, I am ready, I am open, guide me. Because in all of the mantra, in all that is you. And if you look at the way the wheel is saying this month, go to the top of the mountain, and I'm really thrilled that I live on top of a mountain and that falling snow woman is being called to go to the top of the mountain. What mountain are you being called to this month? This is the month to be in the literal mountain, to see it from the perspective of your divine self. Look at that lotus chakra energy. Look at, if you really stand back and gaze at the ascended numerology on the body, what do you see? Do you feel it? Do you feel it? And if you're an animator and you want to volunteer, help me help people feel this. Do you see that? Do you see how it moves? And that dotted line is the infinite center. So imagine that you're diving out into infinity and coming back and moving around. And it begins with the 7. Bring your eye to the 7, and you see you follow that arrow to the left to the infinite, where then it comes right back to the 6, where it goes back out to the infinite again, where the Geminids become an extraordinary 5 plus the infinite combination. And you see how truth will be. That 12 and 13 is just a beautiful moment. Truth, fun, awareness, peace, and the gift of knowing. And then, of course, we have the new moon on the 20th. And you can see, where are you? In vision again. In the energy of the new moon, your vision will birth. And then when those final showers come in, when that third piece of the Merkaba sets together, that is on December 21 and 22 in the power of the 17. And that is a really profound lotus chakra opening that carries its own weight, because it's saying, take all of this, the physical, the mental, the emotional, the spiritual, all of it, and bring it up and let it be. Become the center of conscious awareness itself. Because at the end of the month, it's our high heart. As we move into the new year, it'll be the high heart that will be guiding us. Now, I want you to really breathe that in. How does that feel? I hope it feels really good. I really do. Because I'd like to close by offering you a recognition and an awareness that while 11:11 and 12:12 always carry their own unique energy, what's really fascinating to note is that neither of these dates affected our energetic flow during this time. And I want you to really breathe that in, because this is the reminder we're initiating a new era. I'm not saying that none of this pays attention, or is not important. What I am saying is, pay attention that we are initiating a new era, and that it has begun and it is rapidly unfolding. And when those two supermoons emerge, when that December supermoon comes up, it'll be together with the November one that has already been, reminding us that the one and the one will and always be one. I want you to really breathe that in. It's the essence of I am as you are. And what that gifts us with is the emergence of our divine nature while in this body of form. Going all the way back to where we began today, you never need to die to ascend. The essence of the perennial philosophies is the loving reassurance, and that's what it is. It's loving reassurance that there is indeed this world of changeless reality, right? That stable sea of neutrality, I am here, that is hiding just beneath the surface of what's seemingly this changing experience of reality. To remember, to really remember the purpose of life as shared by the ancient rishis and sages. You know this one, right? To remember your divine nature while carrying this specific body of form. To know that you do not need to die to ascend. That's the essence of the yoga of self-ascension. And to love yourself into the spacious gift of remembrance. Beyond that perception of limitation, which has been that incredible 5 to 7 swing. Excuse me, I want to show it to you again. I want to show you the chart. I'm saying 5 to 7, but you might be saying, Kira, what are you talking about? So let me share with you the chart one more time, because I want you to see this, okay? This is the 5 to 7 swing. You want to remember that when we're in a 5 to 7 swing, when the 6 is anchoring that big and that boldly, in that co-creation energy also sits the mental field. And this is why it's important to stay in the mountains, because that mental field is being challenged by your infinite presence. You see that? The 5 is carrying the emotional into the mental, but the 7 is that swing up to the spiritual, which by the end of the month anchors fully in the 9. We are left at the end of the month anchored in our spiritual nature, diving into the new world, because you're that brilliant and you're that amazing. And to remember that the 9 is our high heart. So are you breathing yet? Are you still with me? Because if you are, what I really want to do is offer you a practice. And it's just basically called discovering your infinite presence. And this is something you can do right now. You can come back to later. I think would be great, because you want about 5 quiet minutes to do this, but I'm going to walk you through the process right now. Because this process is a gift you give yourself. And if you want to come back to it, this is all at my website, iamkira.net, where you could go and click on the December numerology, and you're going to find this practice, discovering your infinite presence, along with all the charts. So remember that whenever you would go into a beautiful, quiet, meditative space, you decide, do you want to sit? Do you want to lie down? Do you want to walk? What's comfortable for you? But remember, walking meditations prohibit closing your eyes. And sometimes that's what you need. So they begin with really trusting yourself to determine your posture. And to breathe with that, knowing and relaxing that maybe there'll be times that posture changes. That's okay. Relaxing your breath, soft lighting. And really make sure, if you're outside, make sure your eyes are comfortable. If you're on a beach or something, you might need sunglasses or whatever makes your eyes comfortable. If you're lying inside, if you're sitting, quiet lighting, soft lighting, candles. Because in this process, we begin by just gazing forward. And if you're lying down, that means you're most likely gazing at your ceiling. If you're sitting down, it means straight ahead. And you really want to be gazing. And it's a comfortable gaze. It's a relaxation of your breath, allowing everything to relax and really bringing your full attention to the gaze. Just gazing. And as you are gazing straight ahead or up at the ceiling, wherever you're gazing, right now, through that gaze, notice what you're noticing. I really mean that. Go through each one of the medicines of consciousness. So what does that mean? Notice what you're noticing in your physical body. Make a note. Beyond the field of judgment, we're just noticing. Notice what you're noticing in your emotional body. What is your emotional body trying to share with you? Listen. Pay attention. And there's no time limit on this. And then, how is your mind responding to the gazing, right? Remember, you're the prayer wheel, physical, emotional, mental. So how's your mind? How is your mind responding to this process where you're just gazing straight ahead? You're just gazing straight ahead, outside of anything other than the focus. What is my physical body trying to tell me? What is my emotional body trying to share with me? And then, how is my mind responding to the gazing? How is my mind responding to this gazing, to this process that I'm bringing it through? And then where does it bring us? To our spiritual awareness. So you culminate with, where does my spiritual awareness, what does my spiritual awareness want me to hear? What are you noticing? Because as you observe these self-inquiries, and this is always the blessing, As you observe these self-inquiries and relax your eyes to half closed and then closed, ooh, and then you can open halfway and close again. If you need to, you can repeat that process until you really feel your eyes going into a deep, relaxed, closed space. However you consciously want to focus on half closed, closed. And then consciously invite your infinite divine presence. Consciously invite it, call it in. I invite, I call forward in whatever way serves you. My infinite divine nature to show me, to guide me, to continue this journey. And then with your eyes closed, your breath natural, observe yourself and trust the inner voice. Relax through that. If anything less than that comes up, half open, close, because you want to let go of your perception of time. You want to trust that within that 5 minutes, which is truly all you will need, and if it's longer, no worries. However, give yourself the gift of trusting that within those 5 minutes, you will call forward ever more self-remembrance, stabilizing that first chakra into peace, stabilizing that second chakra into love, and stabilizing that third chakra into an anchor of harmonious joy and gifts of love, showering up through that stabilized field of the first, second, and third chakra. It anchors within your knowing and immediately anchors the heart as the foundation of the 12-pointed divine galactic blueprint. Big month ahead. Now, if you don't know what the Divine Galactic Blueprint is, make sure you get to iamkira.net under Self-Ascension Practices. Learn about it. Also learn about the Self-Ascended Chakra Portrait, which is that Merkaba, which we have been energizing through this feminine and masculine. We have been energizing it through these 3 full moons of the feminine and these 3 meteor showers of the masculine, which finalize this month. It's coming on strong, and it's a beautiful harmony. And you are the gift and the harmony. I am Kira, as you are. Visit me at iamkira.net. Make sure you subscribe to this YouTube channel and stay with me. There's a lot more coming because I know you're ready, and so do you. With all my heart around you, many blessings. Namaste.